We will start with Justin Fields. We clipped some stuff. This one's courtesy of Mike DeFabo from The Athletic, of Justin taking accountability, saying he doesn't disagree with the Steelers quarterback situation.
I mean, I don't think I played, good enough. If I'm being real with you. If I'm being real with myself, I think if I did play well enough, I don't think there would be any sort of we got a few wins. Of course, I'm glad about that, but there's areas that I can be better at, and I'm just gonna continue to work on those and continue to get better.
So first off, yes, the locker room is that loud all the time, always. Mm-hmm. So it is. It's a rowdy place. A lot of guys. Justin Fields takes accountability, says he hasn't been playing good enough. Russell Wilson hints more than once during his press conference that he is the starter on Sunday. 2 questions here before we get into Arthur Smith. Do you think that Justin is done? Do you think this hurts? This is a very negative setback for Justin. And on the other side of this, I mean, can you look at this situation and find any positive light to say this kid is going to learn from it moving forward?
I don't think Justin's done. I think what we've seen to this point in the season was Justin Fields wanted to prove everybody wrong that doubted him in Chicago. And I think in large part, he did that. I mean, that's why we're having a conversation. That's why half of the fan base is upset that he's not going to likely start on Sunday. And at the same time, I feel like this is just another opportunity for him to kind of look at this and say, all right, now you guys are doubting me. Now, whether or not he gets that opportunity with the Steelers or somewhere else, I think what he has done is certainly earn an opportunity to be a starting quarterback somewhere. The question is, how does this play out? And does the way that it plays out allow him to get that other opportunity in Pittsburgh? I'm not sure. Because again, we have to wait and see what Russell Wilson looks like. Because if Russell Wilson is great, I don't see them opening that door back up. But if Russell Wilson struggles, I can see them going back to Fields, and I could see Fields being so motivated, so amped up that he just performs as we've seen him and probably better and doesn't look back. But again, that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of kind of forecasting. As of right now, though, I feel like he's going to take this in stride based on what I've seen.
Basketball season is right around the corner, and there are few live events that make you feel as in the moment. And I get it. Football season is probably one of them where you feel like you're there. You're part of the action. Well, let me tell you about Game Time and how Game Time has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filter out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I decided to jump on and see what Pittsburgh Steelers versus New York Jets tickets look like in primetime. And it took me 3 seats before they hit me with a great deal, telling me that not only are these probably the cheapest, but for the view, they may be the best deal that anybody can offer. Let me walk you through a couple of really nice things about Game Time. First, priority. Game Time Picks curates to make it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. They give you all-in pricing, which means that this feature shows you the total upfront cost with no surprise fees at checkout, because that is the absolute worst thing about buying tickets. They give you seat views because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to show up not knowing what their view of the stadium is going to look like. The lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And Game Time ticket coverage, which means that your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code ALLSTEELERS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code ALLSTEELERS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. I hope so. I hope so. I think this is a pretty big shot to his ego. And I don't think Justin has like a very loud, crazy ego. I don't think that this is a situation where Justin's pissed off and, I'm better than this. But I just think that this is a guy who for 3 years was questioned in Chicago about whether or not he was good enough. and then all offseason heard about how they were going to get rid of him and how teams wanted him, but then teams didn't want him. He ends up in Pittsburgh for a 6th-round pick, which can't feel great for a guy who was a 1st-round pick a couple of years ago, and gets benched with a 4-2 record, 10 touchdowns, and 2 turnovers. And don't get me wrong, you watch the film, you watch the tape, you hope Russ can play better, because Justin was by no means perfect throughout his tenure the first 6 weeks of the season. But he still got them to a 4-2 record. I think this is a blow to that ego. I hope it's not too big of a blow. I hope it's something, because that's what Justin showed. And we're going to talk about Arthur Smith here in a second, what he said to or about Justin. And it's exactly that. Like, Justin hopefully is not looking at this saying, I'm bad. In other words, what I hope he's looking at this as, and what everybody should be hoping for, is that he looks at this and says, I took some pretty significant steps forward this season, and I look like a good quarterback. I'm 4-2. This team is in first place in the AFC North. Things are pretty good where we stand here currently. I just have a Pro Bowler, fringe Hall of Fame quarterback behind me that the Steelers brought in here to be the starter and still want to be the starter. So let's hope that's where Justin stands in all this, but I don't know, because I think this is an end to a series of just shots right to the rib that this kid has taken over the last couple of years. And now he's here showing, hey, I could play pretty well with a pretty good team. Maybe that's what he needs. And I hope one day he gets a better opportunity to do so.